Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ark. Today I got a little bit different video for you. This is the Meganura. Look at this little thing, and there's one over there as well. These are the new dragonflies that have been put into the game. They're like a pretty large insect. These things that are getting added are pretty large. And I thought what we would do today, since I was just kind of out scouting and I saw these things. They're very hard to see from the sky. Very, very small. Here's another one. They're all over the place. They don't really do anything. They're just kind of something there to add. And we're gonna see what we can get from them. You know, I don't think they're gonna be aggressive, obviously, until we probably attack it. But it's just kind of a cool thing, and I like this. And I thought what we would do for today's video is going to be something a little bit different. It's going to be an Ark update video. Like, I've done this for other games, and I think it's about time to do this for Ark as well, because I like to stay up to date with what's going on. I think a lot of people like these types of videos because maybe they don't know that these things are going to be added. And we're going to be talking about the different dinos that they've been announced. There's a new boss. There's a new survival the fittest mode, which is what I'm really excited about because I'm going to be in the tournament, and I'm pretty excited to talk about these various things. So let's do something first. Let's kill this thing and see what we get from it. Okay, I hit it. It's not really even attacking me. Is it gonna? You got like 1,000 health here. Okay, though not often aggressive, Meganura will not turn down a free meal. They quickly appear in large numbers to scavenge off the victims of scorpions, rendered unconscious and unable to defend themselves. These insects do have to avoid the scorpion itself. I have noticed that it's unwise to disturb a flock of feeding Meganura. The size of the insects on the islands confound me. The way that I love these journal. So I think I'm about to be attacked right now. Yes, I am being attacked. Don't! Oh my gosh! Please, Pinky, don't run away. So, what I wanted to see is what you got from the corpse, but where is it? I don't see it. So I'm getting attacked by a bunch of them. Here we go. I really can't stand the ants. Okay, so you get chitin from it. The ants are like crazy. They're all over the place, and those things will actually really mess you up. So those things don't look very aggressive unless you attack them, or it says threaten the food or whatever, their food source is threatened. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hop kind of back and forth between different things, and we're going to be talking about the different game modes and different implications of things. There's Blondly, and as well as some of the new dinos that are going to be added. So let's talk about survival of the fittest, because this is something that's very important to me because I'm a contestant in this. There's going to be 35 teams, 2-people teams. I'm one of those people, and it's a competition like Hunger Games, and I will have the privilege and honor of teaming up with somebody to compete for a cash prize. There are multiple cash prizes for first, second, and third place. First place is $20,000 along with some other prizes, and so that's $10,000 a person. That is insane because I don't really know if I can even comprehend like what that would do for me to win that first place prize. Like, that's a down payment for a house, type of deal. Like, that's a huge thing, and it could be life-changing. Even $5,000, which is the second place prize, and I can't close this door for some reason. $2,500 is for third place. And I think what I have to do is go far away from the base until I can't see it, and then it will be fine. It's kind of sketchy leaving that door open like that. But anyway, so there are cash prizes involved, and that is huge, and it has some very, very big implications for how people are going to compete and how this contest is going to run, because it's a tournament August 1st. It happens on August 1st, and like I said, 35 teams of 2 people each, and you essentially get beamed down onto this new island. It's going to be a different island, different server. It's something nobody knows. And this is the thing. I don't know exactly if on like Monday when they draw the teams, if they're going to announce what it's actually going to be like, because nobody really knows. Is there going to be character stat progression? What we need to build? Is it going to be, are there going to be dinos roaming around? Is it going to be strictly find a gun and kill people, or find a weapon and kill people? What exactly is it going to be like? What we know, though, is that essentially we begin in a neutral area, and then we get dropped down and there's a middle cache just like Hunger Games, and you can go and try to get the loot there. You can try to run away or whatever. It's we don't really know, and that's the thing. Is like if there's character stat progression, that in and of itself is a huge thing, because then you have to think about what kind of character do I want to build. Do I want to make a character with very extremely high health that can be hard to kill, a lot of stamina and movement speed? I think like I would probably do health, stamina, and movement speed, because if you get your health over 300, you can't be one shot in the face with a rifle if you have, well, I believe flak will, you have to break the flak first. But either way, having high health would definitely come in handy. And then, you know, then I'm playing with somebody. I don't know who I'm playing with. I don't know who this person is. We need to discuss strategy. We need to play together. We need to team up and kind of work together, obviously, and figure out how we're going to play Survival of the Fittest. What is going to be our style of gameplay? Are we going to try to hide, try to rush the cache? Maybe it's somebody who's extremely good, is a great strategist like Fairlight Excalibur, or maybe it's somebody like Lyric or Shorty Guy, or somebody like that who's won these types of competitions in the past, or maybe somebody I don't even know, and maybe they don't have as much experience in Ark, like as some of those guys, or maybe, you know, he picks up from my weaknesses. I don't know how this is going to go, but nevertheless, it's something that's going to be very exciting and something very nerve-wracking that really need to figure out exactly how we're going to play this, and it's going to be something just absolutely amazing, something brand new, something spectacular. I'm going to love playing it. I'm going to play a lot of it. And so, Survival of the Fittest, August 1st, that is another thing that's coming out, and something that is extremely exciting to me. And so, if you guys, you know, make sure you come on out August 1st. I probably will be streaming it. I don't know if I'll be talking in chat a lot, but you guys can feel free to cheer me on. It's going to be a lot of strategizing with my partner, and hopefully nobody's like metagaming or cheating somehow or whatever, but it should be pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these new other things as well. Take a moment and just soak this thing in. This is the new boss. We don't know anything about it. They didn't give any information when they released this, but obviously it's a freaking gorilla. It's a giant albino King Kong, and look at the size. So in the bottom right hand corner, you can see the size of a human versus the size of this thing, and it's just monstrous in comparison. And then I think a lot of people at first thought, oh, this is like a gorilla that's like a zombie or something, zombified gorilla. Now, I don't think that's what it is. I think because you can see the DNA, and then like on the right hand side, and you can see the DNA on the left, like bottom corner, and how things are kind of like distorted. I think this has been something that has been genetically altered, and so it's just this massive I think it's going to be a massive genetically altered beast. Just ridiculous. Like, I think in size comparison, I mean, that guy could, let's just say he's like 6 foot tall. That gorilla is like 30 feet tall or something ridiculous. I don't know. Like, look at the size of that thing. It's gigantic. So genetically altered, I think, massive gorilla. And I think because of the fact that it is the kind of look of the broodmother, you can tell that it's going to be a boss that you can summon. And so this is going to be something ridiculous, I think, that people are going to, I mean, it's going to be, the broodmother's kind of easy from what I've seen. We haven't even done it yet because we don't feel like there's any point, because I don't believe you can tame it currently. And so, I mean, wouldn't you just go get a flag? Like, I don't know. But anyway, this thing looks like it'd be something that you'd really want to try to take out. And so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that this is going to be something that people are going to look forward to trying to kill, because, I mean, just look at this thing. It looks fierce. Can you imagine taming this thing, it being yours, if it was able to be tamed? Like, that would be outrageous. And so, you know, these bosses like this, they add to the game, and it's going to be really sweet. So eventually those obelisks are going to be something different. So we're going to have the broodmother, this thing, dragon, and maybe they add more. I don't know. We'll see. But essentially, I think we can really look forward to some awesome gameplay videos of people trying to fight this, awesome streamers trying to take a massive army and take these things down. And I hope it's so tough that it requires like the server to actually like destroy this thing, or a massive tribe, you know, and it kind of makes you want to join a tribe. So anyway, We don't know what it's called yet. I'm just going to call it the giant albino genetically altered massive gorilla King Kong of Doom. All right, so this is the Dimetrodon. We're just going to kind of read through what it says on the screen, and we can kind of see some various things about it. In the wild, the Dimetrodon Microraptor is a much calmer predator than most on the island. Because it lives off smaller prey than humans, it generally ignores anything much larger than a less than, which I believe is the koa, like the fish. So you can see the size of it versus the human. Like the fin on its back doesn't even go to the top of that head of the human. So it's, you know, it's like a big looking salamander like thing, essentially, I think. It's one of the few carnivores on the island that could be classified as reasonably friendly in the wild. The sail on the back is the fascinating thing. It can be angled to provide shade from the sun and allows Dimetrodon to disperse heat more quickly. The inner workings of the sail can also restrict blood flow in the creature to hold in excessive heat. Together, these two traits allow Dimetrodon to comfortably survive in any climate, though they are most commonly found in the swamplands, which are rich in prey. Now, I really hope that they expand upon the swamp because it's kind of small at the moment, and they can do a lot more with that biome, and that's why I think they're going to wind up expanding the island significantly, and it's going to be a bigger area, essentially. So, it doesn't really look like we can tame it. Can't carry it, but what's that check thing of the domesticated? If Dimetrodon was a bit larger, it didn't have that massive sail, it would make a decent mount. So you can't. It would make a decent mount. So you can tame it, but you can't ride it. That's what it is, and you can't use it to carry. Its main use to survivors is to vitalize the sail insulating capabilities. Just being near a Dimetrodon gives excellent protection from the heat and the cold, which has saved my life through more than one ice blizzard in the frozen Northlands. So it's you can't use it as to like a carry, like a beast of burden. You can't ride it, but you can tame it. And so yeah, I don't really think this is something that we would get. Like, we don't really have a practical use for this. This is probably something that would come in handy for, like, a solo player who wants to stay, maybe, I don't know, what would you use it for? Because if you take it, it better be, I mean, if it's not fast, really, is there a point to it? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think of this. Also, let me know what you think about that last boss, too. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. But, yeah, nonetheless, it's interesting, but I just don't know if it has much of a practical application to most people in the game. All right, so now we get to the copy, which is actually a really interesting thing that I think a lot of people are going to use as base notification if you're getting raided or something like that, or you're getting attacked, because these things can actually, they have a distress call that can be heard for quite a ways, I guess, rapidly alerting the tribe and its pets to danger more efficiently and increasing the likelihood of forming a so-called copy gang. Now, the copy gang is very interesting because by itself, it's not that much of a threat. You can't ride it. You can obviously tame it, but I mean, it doesn't do much by itself. But together, it can form a pack that can attack, and it's very vicious. And so I think this is going to be something that people keep around, like a couple of them as base defense. I think they're going to be very, very efficient and very useful to have, at least one or two of. All right, let's talk about the Doedicurus, because this thing is something I know that Ankleo just doesn't do what you want it to do. I don't want flint. I want stone. Give me the stone. And this thing, the doe, I'm just going to call it the doe for now, because that's kind of hard to say over and over again. The doe is a highly prized work animal on the island. Its spiked tail is ideal for quickly shattering the large rocks. Yes, we want rocks. And so this thing, because it has this armor too, is very difficult to kill. So you can imagine something with this, like let's just say somebody who gets one of these, probably going to increase weight, attack power, so you get more stone and stuff, and health, because it's going to be like a beast that you're not going to be able to kill. It could actually be very good for base defense, collecting all kinds of things. Most people would probably underestimate this if they saw it, and it could really probably mess some people up. So this is actually one of my favorite things to actually see in game right now, because not only because of the stone, but because I actually like this thing quite a bit. It's just very armored, very like the spike tail is just so cool. I love anything with spike tails, and so this is just something that I think is going to be very, very useful, and people are going to have a lot of these, especially those guys who like to build those massive stone castles and stuff. And so it's non-aggressive. It's an herbivore, generally found in the mountains and grasslands. Large and well armored, it has a supply of fat under its plates to keep it warm and fed in the cold. And so this is something that's just going to be all around very good. It's going to be slow, but if you build close to rocks, who cares? It's going to be able to deal. It's going to be able to get you a lot of rock and a lot of stone. I think that's going to be highly beneficial to most people. This is the Dunkleosteus, something that I think is going to be very useful, as well as something that's going to be prized, and you're going to see them all the time. I guarantee you. I bet you're going to see tons of these. So this is a very large, strange creature. It is fairly large, covered head to tail in armored plates with incredibly powerful jaws. It tends to eat the island's water-dwelling crustaceans that it's not fast enough to catch most of the smaller fish. So it's a very slow, big, honking, beastly thing. It's surprisingly combat-oriented for a fish. Its well-armored body protects it from many creatures, while its bite is strong enough to easily crush through chitinous shells. It is an incredibly useful fish for coastal communities when domesticated. Its powerful jaws make short work of the stone and oil formations found throughout the oceanic depths, while harvesting Dunkleosteus can handily defend its rider from all but the largest threats in the waters. And once past its prime, it can be harvested for a fair amount of chitin. And so just something that's, I mean, just look at the size of the human on the back of that thing. It's going to be pretty good for gathering, I think. And I'm kind of curious to know like how much it's going to be able to carry, how fast it is actually overall, and what we really can look forward to with these things, because I think it's going to be fearsome. You know, it's going to be something you probably don't want to mess with. And sure, the megalodons can do a lot of damage, but this thing is freaking beastly, armored, probably do a ton of damage. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how people actually use these and how many people have. And the ocean's kind of interesting because there's not a lot of action that happens in the ocean. I would love to build an oceanic base, but those pillars under the water would take forever to make. Just something to think about, though, because I think a water base would be amazing. Let's talk about one of the biggest blessings that will be coming to Ark, the Kachina. This thing is a giant slug, okay? And the reason why it's going to be a huge blessing is because they have made everything pretty much rely on cementing based in the later gameplay, and it's really annoying because it takes a lot of stuff to make cementing paste, and everything seems to take cementing paste. So the Kachina, found mostly in marshes and jungles, is a very, very slow, very non-threatening land mollusk, and I hope that you can pick these up with a bird, because if not, it's going to be painful. It might be the safest creature on the island to hunt, and while it only provides a small amount of meat and chitin, an easy meal is always good on the island. Unlike nearly every other creature on the island, it does not defecate normally. Instead, it secretes a thick, sticky substance. Leaves trails of this slime, but the trails are so thin that they crumble to dust quickly. Domesticated, while it's very disgusting, it's highly useful because you can take those secretions, because since they're chemically similar to cementing paste, you can take those, build it up, get a bunch of this slime, and then you can use that. So you can have massive armies of these things that you just used for the slime to make cementing paste. And so you can't ride it, you can't carry stuff with it, but you can use its slime to make cementing paste like stuff, which is phenomenal. And I hope that it's actually reasonable in terms of how much you can use and stuff, because this is going to be a huge blessing. And I know so many people who are going to have giant farms of these things, like just like a harvest field essentially of just nothing but these things. And so very, very excited for this. It's one of the things that I'm looking forward to most that's going to be coming out fairly soon. Enter the freaking Microraptor. Oh my gosh. It's one of the smallest non-avian dinosaurs on the island. It's incredibly fast for its size, and it is vicious. This thing is aggressive towards anything its size or smaller. It's an apex predator. It fancies itself an apex predator, and it will attack humans on sight, especially if it's not alone. So if it has a pack of these, it's obviously better. It's not essentially an apex predator, but it's going to be vicious. Like, they're making this game harder, and I love it. It's going to be very, very ridiculously tough. Eventually, it's going to be amazing. When hunting these things, its speed is only one of its assets. While not quite capable of sustained flight, its wings allow it to stay aloft for several seconds while jumping, which is very interesting. We haven't seen it yet. Its attack its prey vulnerable areas as well as search for small river fish. Domesticated, though, while not a powerhouse against armed enemies, is particularly suited at bringing down enemy riders. It targets riders, which is amazing. And its natural tendencies to attack weaker creatures means they ignore the mount while attacking the rider with leaps of fury. Microraptor, coming soon to an Ark near you to ruin your life and every dino rider. The Liopleurodon. Oh yes, this is something that I think a lot of people are looking forward to this thing. I know one guy in particular in our tribe really is excited for this thing. It is a mid-sized ocean predator, and it's typically between 20 and 25 feet long. It's mostly hides within the reefs waiting to ambush prey that swims by. Due to its low acceleration and medium speed, it tends not to chase prey that escape its initial devastating chomp attack. So you can look at its mouth and you can know you can die pretty easily. It looks freaking beastly. So the interesting things about these, though, is that it says that it's like magical because the reptile's skin secretes an oil that, when absorbed through skin contact, makes the rider process oxygen more efficiently for extreme diving. While trawling the ocean for resources, it will show you the way. And domesticated, neither the fastest swimmer nor the most powerful ocean predator, it still has its uses for those wanting to stay underwater for extended periods of time. Many tribes use it for long-duration oil and oyster harvesting trips. Often those who don't believe in the Liopleurodon's qualities are shunned. So this is going to be very interesting because you probably won't have to use chowder as much. So you got the ichthy, which is incredibly fast, which you don't have to use your chowder for pretty much anyway already as it is. But now this thing secretes oil that allows you to breathe longer not breathe underwater longer, but not have to go up for air. That's going to be pretty interesting, and it's going to make the ocean scene a little bit more interesting, diverse, unique. It's going to be awesome. All right, and last but not least, the Gallimimus, however you want to say it. This is going to be something that I think I'm going to love having these, because if you guys know me, I love my ichthyes when they're insanely fast. I love my pteranodons, as glitchy as they are, when they're insanely fast. I love fast things, and this thing is ridiculously fast. When someone asks me what the fastest creatures in the islands are, these are always the contender. Unlike the island's many armored animals, it achieves strong defenses for the ability to outrun pretty much anything. It's skittish herbivore, so it's going to be really hard to take down. I don't know how we're going to take these down. Maybe pick it up, put it in a pen or something like that. But it's can outrun even trained Utahraptors. And so there are two general camps when it's domesticated on the use of these things. One camp thinks that their inability to actually harm hostile creatures and their inability to harvest most resources makes them primarily a burden to the tribe. However, it's going to be great for scouting. Incredibly fast. It can jump really far. The other camp thinks that their extreme speed and ability to jump long distances is among the best for the scouting and exploring creatures you can find, or just making a quick getaway. So this is going to be something that I'm going to use a lot because I love the scout, and I'm really looking forward to this. So guys, this has been the Ark update. Let me know what you think about this video, because I'm kind of just putting everything together that's happened over the past couple weeks, and things that are coming into the game. And I hope you guys like this video. It's something different that I haven't done before, and I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think. I mean, I've done it if we first started the game, but not since it came out. Since the game has been out, I haven't done this, and so this is something totally different. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Ark Survival of the Fittest. What you think my chances are. I don't know. What you think about the boss, these new dinos. Let me know everything. I'll be curious to hear you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, click that thumbs up button below, and feel free to subscribe as well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy my other videos. Go back and check out my playlist for Ark. I've got 3 seasons now. We're doing all kinds of different things in each season, and every season is unique for the most part. So go back and check them out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will see you next time.